Hi everyone. Now we're going to be working in Google Classroom this week. So Google Classroom is like a course management system, but it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that many of the course management systems you're used to seeing have. So for instance, Blackboard, Schoology, even Edmodo, they all offer quite a few different tools in them. Like you could create blogs and you can have interactive quizzes and things like that. Google Classroom is really not set up that way. What Google Classroom is really great at doing is managing your digital files, especially if you're already using Google and Google Drive. It helps you assign files. You can have due dates on them, so students have to turn in work at a specific time and date. It allows you to collect the files digitally, to grade them digitally, and really almost go paperless in your classroom. I do expect more features to be available with Google Classroom as the time goes on. It's a brand new product. It was introduced just this past August, and they do make changes frequently, but I don't really see it ever being as big of a program as something like a Blackboard. But let's get started. So first of all, you're going to go to Google Classroom by typing in classroom.google.com, and you're going to be creating an account if you don't have one already. When you create an account, it's imperative that you sign up as a teacher. If you happen to sign up as a student, it's not an easy fix. You have to do some things behind the scenes to get it fixed. So please try to remember to sign up as a teacher. I am signed up as a teacher, and if you notice, I already have created 2 different classes. So these are the classes that I'm teaching or that I'm participating in that will show up here. I'm going to create a new class. I'm going to do that by clicking on the plus sign, and I'm going to say create a class. If you need to join a class, you just click join a class, and then you enter the course code that's given to you. But I'm going to create one right now and walk you through this. So I'm just going to call this Google Class. And it's an FM teacher in service, and I'm going to create it. Once it's created, it opens right up, but if I go back one to my main page, I'll see that now it's listed right here. So if I'm ready to go into my class, I can just click on it. The class is set up. It's got a really cute little theme. You can actually upload, you can select a different theme if you want to, or you can upload I'll do this one because it's getting close to spring break and jelly bean season, or you can upload a photo to put here as well. You have 3 options here. You have your stream, which is kind of like the main news feed for the class. The students are going to list all of the students that are enrolled currently in the class. So as an example, I can invite people from a list and just choose their names. If I want to enroll myself, I just say invite students, or you can go to your groups, and I can invite all of you based on my groups that I've created. Or I can give students this code, and they can join by just typing in this code. As students join your class, you'll see them all listed here in this list. The About tab is really an About the Instructor tab. So I am going to put my name here because I'm the instructor. And course instructor. And let's see, my teacher email is listed. What Classroom does is it automatically creates a folder in my Google Drive as the teacher for the class. So there's a folder now in Google Drive that I'll find that's called Google Class FM Teacher in Service. Okay, so that's good. Once I've got this, and I can put room number, I'm going to say this is online. And I'll hit save. This is just like information about the teacher and the class. The meat of everything you're going to do is going to be under Stream. This is where you're going to either add announcements or assignments for your class, and where you can go and click and see more information about the assignments. So let me just show you an example. Really, an announcement and an assignment are pretty much the exact same thing, except if I create an announcement, I can have an announcement, I can add pictures to it, or files, or links, or YouTube videos. The difference between an announcement and an assignment is just a due date. An assignment will actually have a due date on it. So I'm going to assign something for you. I've created a little folder. Usually what you want to do is create your assignment first using like a Google Doc or something like that. So I'm going to say, um, my first assignment is called Quick Feedback. And these are directions. Please open the file and add your feedback to the document. So that's going to be the directions for all of you for this assignment. What's the due date? Well, everything for this class is going to be due by April 3rd, so we'll set that as the due date. And the time, we'll say it's due at 3 p.m. on April 3rd. Okay, so I've got a due date. Now I need to add the actual assignment. So I can either add a file attachment from anywhere on my computer. I can add a file from Google Drive. I can add a YouTube video. I can add a hyperlink. The file I created is actually in Google Drive, so I'm going to click right on here. And I believe that I put it in my Get More Out of Google Class folder, so let me go in there. And I'm going to scroll down, and these are all the files that are in this folder, and here it is, Google Classroom Assignment. So I'm going to click on this, I'm going to add it. So now this is added to my assignment, this file. And I can decide what I want you to be able to do with it. Do I want students just to be able to view this file? Do I want them to be able to edit the file like a group file that we're all editing together? Or do we want to make an individual copy of the file for each student? I'm going to choose the third. Most of the time when you're assigning someone, like a student, an assignment through Google Classroom, this is the option you're going to choose. This takes your assignment, it makes an individual copy for each student. So when they turn it in, they're only turning in their work. If you chose students can edit a file, that means we're doing group editing on one single file. Or viewing a file, the students can only see it, they cannot view it at all. So that might be a good thing if it's something they need to review. But I'm going to leave it to make a copy for each student, and I'm going to hit assign. Okay, so once I hit assign and it goes through, you'll notice that my screen changes. Here's my assignment. I can click on it and open it. I can click on the assignment at any time. And it also keeps a running tab of who is finished with the assignment and who is not. So who's turned it in and who hasn't. Now, if I was to open up this assignment as a student, it's just a document. They would add this in. And if they're assigned into my class, they're going to have a button up here that says Turn In. So once you're finished with an assignment, you will click the Turn In button. When someone turns in an assignment, I will get notice of that as a teacher, and I can return it back to them. But once a student turns an assignment in, they cannot work on it until the teacher turns it back to them. So the thing that's nice about this is it really does make students accountable to the due dates that you set, because they will not be able to work on files after a due date or once they've already turned it in. Okay, so let's just take a look at this. Looks pretty simple, right? I mean, here's my class code if you want to join. Here's my first assignment. It's pretty obvious. It's got the name of the assignment, the directions, and as a student, I would just come in and click on this and complete the assignment and turn it in. What it's doing for the teacher in the background is it is keeping track of all of this, but at the same time, if I go back to get more out of my Google Drive here, you're going to notice that it also created a classroom folder. Now, I actually had moved, usually the folder for classroom is created right here, but I had moved mine previously. So let me find my classroom folder. Oops. I'm just going to pause you guys for 1 second. Okay, so here I am back in Google Drive. And you'll notice in my Google Drive, I have a folder here called Classroom. Well, Google Classroom automatically creates this folder for me. And when I double click on it, I'm going to see that I have a Google Classroom folder for each of the courses that I have set up here. I believe I actually have one extra class set up, but I had deleted the folder previously, which is why it's not there. But it will automatically create the folder. So in my Google class, if I double click on this, it gives me, this is the assignment that I just gave you. It's called quick feedback, and all of your responses will automatically be collected in this folder. Templates, this is the assignment template that I just created, and you don't edit this folder. See how it says do not edit? It's just that Google keeps a copy of that original file that I created. So these are the templates or the files that I'm assigning to you. And then this folder is the collection of all of your assignments. So if I want to go in and actually see the actual Google Doc that you complete and type in, I will double click on this and I'll see every student in the class's file. So Google Classroom and Google Drive are connected to each other. And really what Google Classroom is doing is helping you manage the files for Google Drive, and it just maintains it all for you. Okay, so let me just go back here to Classroom. I think that's actually good enough for this video. So we're going to have you guys just create a class right now. I would like you just a fake class, and I want you to create an assignment in the class. And then once people we're going to join each other's classes and complete the assignments, and you'll see what that looks like.